So in the last video, we came across a new term called prototype chains. If you haven't watched it, I'll link it here somewhere. You can go watch it and have some context. But yeah, in this video, we'll discuss more about prototype chains and how they actually work. So to understand it, let's take an analogy and let's forget about prototype chains for a while. Let's say you have a box, right? So it's a box filled with balls. It can be green, it can be red, like different color of balls, right? So you have a box, you have balls inside the box, and then you have one red ball that you want to put somewhere, right? So you have two ways to put it, right? So you can either put it inside the box itself, or you can have or you can have a couple of boxes. Like, assume these two scenarios. If you want to put it inside the box, you can put it directly inside the box, or you keep the box as it is and you have another box where you put the ball in, right? So those are two scenarios that we'll consider here. So what happens is, when you do object.assign, you do something like this. So you do the initial thing, right? So you have the box, and what you do is, let's say you have some balls in the box and maybe they have some color or such. Let's do this. Let's make it red. Let's make it, I don't know let's make it green or something, right? And you have red ball I already added. So let's copy this and let's make it something else. So you have this, right? So you have a red ball, and this is what you have from the beginning here, right? So it's on both the ends. Like, on both sides you have the same starting point. Now you need to decide how will you put this ball in, right? So we use green or red. Let's make it a yellow ball. Yellow ball, right? So let's make this yellow or orange. It's orange, right? Cool. We have an orange ball. We want to put it somewhere, and we want to have an arrangement that would work out for us for both the scenarios. So when you are doing object.assign, essentially what you are doing is you are just putting the ball inside the same box itself, right? That's what. So nothing more, nothing less. You are just putting the ball inside whatever box you had. Now if you have to find the ball or like get access to it, you just have to look in this box itself. Now one drawback that comes up here is, if you have the same ball here and if you want to put in the same thing, let's assume the function's names for that matter, if you have something there, it will take one out and put the new one back. So what I'm trying to say is, it will take out the old one and put in the new one. That's what. So for same color, let's say, and color can be the function name or property name, not function name, like property name there, right? So if it finds anything that has the same property name, it will override it as in it will take out the old one and add the new one there. So that's the thing I'm trying to explain here. So if you add some ball with different color, then it's fine, it will take it up. But then if you have the same color of ball here, it will remove the initial one and add the next one, like we saw in the last video, right? So we sort of tried to define slice function, and it kind of replaced the native function that we have there. So assume this ball to be the native function and this to be the one you defined, the custom one, right? So that's how object.assign works. Now the fun thing is how object.setPrototype of, or this thing, how this works, right? So this works. So you have this ball, you have the box and everything. When you want to add the ball, you are essentially creating a new box itself. You are not adding it to the old ball or old box. So when you add the orange ball, it will go inside this box, right? So now if you want to add another ball to this, it will go in this. But if you want to add some ball to this class using this syntax, it will again create a new box and it will kind of form a chain. So this is called a prototype chain. Essentially, it's kind of like a linked list sort of an interface if you have some context to it. So this will have some reference to this one, this will have some reference to this one. So this is prototype chaining. That's how it works. Now let's say you want to do there's some box A or box B, because prototype classes will be different. So assume these are the prototype classes and this will be added in this sequence. So accessibility will also matter on this only. So now if you need to find this orange ball, how will you go here? So what you would do is, when you execute something, let's say you have an instance of this box and you do box.orange or something, right? So it will still execute, but internally what it would do is, first it would look in this box, then it would go here, then it would go here, and if it's null, it won't, like, you won't get anything back. That's what. So now the fun use case comes is this one. So if you already have an orange ball here, and if you take this case here, now if you want to add the orange ball, it will go to the next box. So now if you try to find the orange ball, it will start from here internally. If you want to do it externally, you can directly do it from box A itself. But if you want to do it, if you want to like access it from here, by default what it would do is, it would look in this box. If it finds the function, it's done. It won't go to the next ones looking for the same thing, right? So that's what we also observed in the last video, where if we have some prototype, what happens is, even if you override something, it doesn't get overridden, like the default nature of it stays. Like, I mean, if there is any method or property by the same name, one which was there initially, that stays, right? So it's not overriding anything. And when we logged in the box as well, or when we logged in the main class as well, you don't see anything is modified there. That remains same. But here things are modified, right? So if this is the initial state, you will get the same initial state even after doing this. But after you do update assign, if this is the initial state, the final state will be different. Those won't be the same. So it's just a way of like how both places them, and like how both interacts with whatever properties you put in. So that's important. And then so yeah, this is how it would work basically. And in the next video, we'll also go through building this kind of a chain, and we'll see how we can traverse through this chain till the end, so that we are able to better understand it. And basically we'll simulate this. I mean, we'll take this example when we'll build it with code, right? So that's what. So yeah, I think this should be it for this video. I hope you found it helpful. If you liked it, if you learned something new, share it with someone who might get some help from this. And yeah, subscribe to the channel. Bye folks. Thanks.